Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Elena and today we're going to be watching The Bad Batch Season 1 Episode 2. Of course, Episode 1 was only a few days ago, but still, let's go over what we saw then. So we started off, of course, with like just a few minutes before Order 66 was issued and we saw Caleb Doom and his master. You know, Caleb Doom is also known as Kanan in Rebels. So that was very interesting and I was very hyped. Then, of course, we saw Order 66 being issued, and obviously Caleb's master died, and we saw how this affected the Bad Batch, or how it did not affect them. So we did see Crosshair acting a bit weird and shooting at Caleb. After that, they headed to Camino to figure out what was going on, and they heard that the war was over. They heard a big speech from the newly appointed Emperor Palpatine, and about how the Republic was being transformed into a empire. The Bad Batch wasn't really on board, but still, they had to go along with it, not so as not to arouse suspicion. They underwent some, training to prove themselves, to show them that they had worth, and they were sent on a mission to the Onderon system to take out some, separatist insurgents. While there, they encountered not droids, but actual people, and they discovered that these were in fact not insurgents, but Republic, rebels, being led by none other than Saw Gerrera. They ended up not killing them, obviously, much to the chagrin of Crosshair. When they eventually got back to Camino, they walked into a trap because plot twist, they were being tested on this mission, and they did not succeed. They stood accused of treason and were arrested on the spot. Oh, I also forgot to mention that they met this girl, Omega, who is another clone or something, and, she has some significance, I guess, but we don't know what it is yet. Anyway, they discovered that she was also kind of a, irregular clone, some would say, so she fit into the team of the Bad Batch quite well. So they went back to get her, where they, were arrested. And in the cell they met up back with her. They managed to escape without Crosshair, who was fully converted to the Empire side. And before escaping, they clashed with Crosshair. When I saw Crosshair, I saw this his new gear was black armor, and I was like, he may be the first of the Death Troopers. And that may very well be. We'll just have to see and wait, I guess. So now the Bad Batch is out there. They said, okay, we're going to Sector J19 or something. We know a guy. I think it's Rex, but it might not be, because why would they go to Rex? I assume the Bad Batch assumes he's bad too, so, maybe I was wrong there. But anyway, they're gonna go see a guy. Omega is gonna go off-planet for the first time in her life. They probably have Crosshair on their heels, and I'm excited to find out what happens. So, let's see, did I miss anything? No, not really, I guess. Probably, but, let's just see what happens, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna get into this episode right now.
Huh. Well, this is a first. Inspecting every corner of the ship finally tied her out.
That's cute.
She's curious. I'll give her that.
I hope that Wrecker and Omega will get like a
What
brother-sister
are we gonna do with her?
kind of relationship. That'd be so cute.
We are coming up on Seleucami.
Salukami. Name seems vaguely familiar. Is this where that one clone lived that went and became a farmer and had a family and stuff? I could be wrong.
What is this?
That would be that.
It's
Dirt!
Hiding. That's what deserters do.
Deserters!
Staying off the radar's not our spec.
We're all deserters now.
Fair enough. I think I was right.
more clones who have lost their way.
It's been a while, fellas.
Get to see him. I forget what its name is, but
I see a few new faces.
Echo and Omega?
Cut.
And Sue.
Pleased to meet you.
Ma'am? Rex told us about the clone troopers turning against the Jedi.
So why wasn't he
You talking to
affected?
Rex?
He is a
Wait.
reg too, right?
Ali passed through yesterday. Where'd he go? Didn't ask. He was going on about some behavioral implant.
Yep.
He must mean the inhibitor chip.
We never see kids around here. Come with us.
Don't play near the booby traps, kids.
Kaminoans don't create without a purpose. You all have one, so what's hers? It doesn't matter. She's just a kid.
That's interesting what he said. Like, every clone has a purpose. I wonder what Omega thinks. Yeah. Very interesting.
Those credits won't do you any good without a chain code. New galactic policy.
My what?
Your chain code.
Every citizen can exchange their invalid currency for Imperial credits, thanks to the generosity of the new Galactic Empire.
Uh-oh. That thing looks deadly. Is that the same race of animal as the one that was in the Geonosian arena in episode 2? Kinda sounds similar. I think this is the one that attacked Padme. If it's not them, they look and sound very similar.
Tech, you think you can forge some chain codes? I only learned of them moments ago. But yes, do it.
I barely know what they are, but sure, whatever.
I think it's a good plan, Tick.
So much for simple.
She looks so much different without that thing on her forehead.
I don't see any discs, Tech. They'll be locked in a safe compartment.
I'd say that went pretty well.
If we get tied up in a blaster fight, they're gonna lock down the whole port.
Yeah, they got this checkpoint set up.
That is not ideal.
We're in agreement on that one.
Hey, at least they make a good distraction now.
Show me your chain code, citizen.
Sure, I got it right here. Oh, right. Must be in this hand.
I can't believe that worked.
A couple of locals with blasters got past the barrier.
Hey, you two kind of look alike. No, never mind.
Let me see your identification.
The extra chain code's for you. So you can leave with Cut and Sue.
Why? Did I do something wrong?
Aw.
You need a family, kid. They're good people. They'll give you the life you deserve.
But I want to stay with you.
Quit holding up the line.
You have to go, Omega. It's for your own good.
I mean, he's not wrong, but on the other end, they can protect her better. But they also tend to find more trouble. Come on, chain codes, work.
You're clear.
Ah,
Go
thank
through.
God. Whew, that was scary for a bit.
What are we waiting for?
The clamp's still magnetized. The system's not responding.
Move.
Just break it off. If you can't hack it, just break it.
Responded to that. Wait, Omega's not back.
Rekka, she's not...
Wait for me!
I knew it. God damn it. Kids will always make trouble.
Is there a problem?
You look like... Any reinforcements at the impound dock? Carry on.
Yep. Surprised nobody noticed it sooner. Is he weightlifting a gonk droid? Wow.
If this is where you want to be, then this is where you'll stay.
Nice. I'm liking where this relationship's going. Maybe like a father-daughter thing. Alright, so we just finished watching the episode and a lot happened. And again, not a lot happened. Since the beginning is the same as the outcome, but you know, everything in between was great. They went to Salukamai and they ended up meeting up with Cut, who was their guy they knew that they mentioned in episode 1, not Rex. Yeah, I predicted that pretty well, I think. That was lucky. Very interesting that they mentioned that Rex passed through yesterday as well. So that leads me to believe that the Bad Batch at least knows that Rex removed his inhibited chip as well. So they don't have to be mistrustful of, you know, meeting up with Rex in the future. Very interesting. And I also noticed that, you know, Cut said that every clone is made for a purpose. So, you know, you don't have any reject clones, I guess. So, and that got me wondering, then, if that's true, then what is Omega's, like, purpose? You know? She doesn't look like any of the other clones. She's female, as opposed to the rest being male. She, you know, at the end of the last episode, she managed to just pick up a gun and shoot it and make a pretty impressive shot right off the bat. So I wonder if, you know, what that's about. She also had this amulet on her forehead that she removed halfway through the episode. It seemed to hold some very emotional value for her, so it wasn't brought up again, so I really wonder what the deal is with that, since she hasn't worn it since. Then there was the issue of getting off planet. You know, they figured out that there was a new currency in place, implemented by the Empire, of course, so you can pay with your old Republic credits. You needed a chain code, which is kind of like like an ID card, I guess. You know, that the Empire can identify you with. So, as they mentioned in the episode, all the individuality is gone. You know, in the Clone Wars, everyone wanted to have a name instead of just their CT number. And now it's quite the reverse. Everyone is, you know, just following orders. Everyone loses their name and becomes a number in the chain code system, you know? And the Empire wants to just keep tabs on every citizen of the galaxy. And, you know, Hunter intended for Omega to go with Cut, and I can kind of see where he's coming from, you know, since the Bad Batch tends to get in trouble a lot, and, you know, I suppose he just didn't want that life for Omega, you know, being on the run for the rest of her life, as opposed to Cut finding a place on a remote planet somewhere and just living out their life. But kids will be kids. Kids get in trouble, and you gotta listen to what a kid wants too. She, I think, is pretty aware of the risks and what she's getting herself into, and she chose to stay with her, you know, with her idols, the people she's admired for a long time. And so she decided to not go to that remote planet and not live a peaceful life, but instead stay with the Bad Batch. So yeah, they didn't mention where they were going next, but you know, they managed to get their ship back. The whole team is still here on the ship. Cut managed to get away, so maybe we'll meet them sometime as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, this is just the end for Cut and his family. they just find a remote family and happily ever after, I guess. So yeah, I'm just kind of wondering, where do they go now? They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have a guy anymore. They might go looking for Rex, to see if Rex has any more information about what's going on or something. As I said before, Rex passed through yesterday, but he didn't mention to cut where he was going. But, it's only been a day, so he couldn't have gone far, right? And we know that they're gonna end up with Rex eventually, as seen in the trailer. So I'm just wondering what's next. But I guess we'll just have to wait for next Friday to figure that out. Because for now, there isn't really much more to discuss, I feel like. Since we've gone over everything and we don't really know, what's next. I assume Crosshair will be made aware of the Bad Batch being on Seleucami. So he'll be able to pick up the trail from there, maybe. I mean, Crosshair was part of the team for a long time, so I feel like he might be able to get into their heads a little bit, and he knows Hunter, so he might be able to figure out where they're gonna go from here and his thought processes and that kind of stuff. So that makes him a dangerous antagonist. But yeah, we haven't seen Crosshair at all this episode, so who's to say? So yeah, that's gonna do it for this reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I would love to know what you think. Leave a question if you want to know anything about me, about the episode, about anything at all, tips, leave them. I would love to hear from you guys. So, with that being said, I will see you in the next reaction. Take care, everyone.